Hey, there we are. Hi, guys. Welcome to the True Healing Journey Show. We're your hosts, Richard.
And Dawn.
Yes, Contreras. Thank you, guys. We really are grateful for you guys. So we're really excited. We got an awesome guest. We're so pumped up and excited for this guest. So he'll be on hopefully shortly. Thought we'd start right now. Just get a few things started. If you're tuning in, let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to know where our friends are watching from. And let's record this right here and make sure we're recording our share. All right. So, guys, thank you, guys. So, yeah, let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to know where our friends are watching. And also, if you can't watch the full show, we upload these interviews of these amazing leaders, these successful leaders that founded in network marketing as entrepreneurs. And so we upload them each week, and we upload them on YouTube. So subscribe to our YouTube. It's True Healing Journey Show. Like our page, True Healing Journey. And that's what we're about. We're about finding each person's true healing journey. And so thank you guys for joining us. We really appreciate you. We're so grateful each and every week that we've been able to get a guest that's said yes, that we build relationships with, and they're willing to share their success and actually things that they went through and how they found success. So we're really grateful. So we're going to wait a few minutes, see if we can get him on. And yeah, guys, we're excited for this one. Everyone, we're excited. We've known him for quite a few years now.
Yes, we have.
And we followed his journey for quite a few years. And so we're pumped up and excited. Feel free to leave a comment, or if you have any questions for our guest, leave them in the comments. We'll try to ask them. What else? Share this. Tag your friends, tag your teams, share this, because he's going to drop a lot of value, a lot of content here. Just his inspiration and his energy that he's going to bring is awesome. And so thank you, guys. So we're going to see if so if you're watching live, let us know you're watching live. Give us some love, give us some hearts. If you can hear us clearly, let us know. I'm looking right now, making sure we're on Facebook. Yep, we're good. We're live. You can see we're here. And so I just want to, I figured I'd start this sooner so we can we'll get excited for our guest to come down. Bring it down a little bit. Okay. So, wow, let's see what time we got. All right. So,
getting
where
excited.
is it? Ooh. Yeah, so we're pumped. We're excited. So we created this True Healing Journey show. Why did we create this show? We created it because we wanted to share our true healing, things that's happened in our life over the last 30 years together, and really over the last 7 years, and really the last probably few weeks now, where we've really been working on ourselves and really been working on transformation. You know, we've raised 5 kids. We have 6 beautiful grandkids. So that's kind of been where our purpose in life has been, is with our grandkids, and in our business for 30 years, off and on. We've had this business this year. It's been probably one of the best years we've had in business in 30 years. God's blessed us abundantly. And so we wanted something more. And so we were like, you know what? Why not share our transformation as we speak, as things are going? And then we thought, you know, we'd love to hear from successful entrepreneurs, you know, that's maybe had that 9-to-5 job at one time and decided, I want something different, you know. And
this doesn't seem happy in themselves.
Right.
There's something else.
There's something else. There's something more. So
we always want to know.
We want
how
to
they
know.
Find out.
Yes, the inquiring minds want to know. Mm-hmm. So let's see where Mr. Oh, let's see if he's ready to come on. Oh, here he up. Yep. Yes, sir. Oh, he's
Here he
ready.
comes.
Here he comes, guys. So, guys, this is an amazing man of God. He's got, he's just has something about him that you just want to, he attracts you to him. You want to hear what he's got to say. I know that he's impacting the world. I'm talking the world.
He's been able to travel.
He's been able to travel the world, and he's impacting. He's basically leading. He's leading this crusade, as we can say, in his industry, and we are so excited to interview this guest today, guys. So I know he's ready. I know he's ready to come on. Yep, he said now. So we're gonna wait for him to click that link, and right, pumped up, getting excited. You can tell I'm an excited guy. I'm a really excited man. Every time I get to interview these men and women, these entrepreneurs, it gets me excited. I got my pad, my pen, and I'm ready. So are we good? I'm on. Oh, he's on. Okay, Mr. Brown, where are you? Okay, how do I get? Do I do something here? Okay. Oh, sorry, guys. Trying to figure. Huh. Okay, where are you? Nope, I want that one. Okay. What's going on here? Sorry, guys. Gotta get on started sooner. And where are you? All panelists. There we are. Amon, think you have to promote me to a panelist? Okay, let's get him. Sorry, Mr. Brown. Where is it? I've never had this phone, so. That's okay. You see where I'm supposed to go on? Panelists. I had it right. I thought I had it right. Go to participants promote. Okay, participants. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm at participants. Sorry. You okay? Allow participants to. Got that one. Wow. Okay. I think you have to let's go to participants. Okay, I'm not participants. Do you see where it says promote on? Oh, maybe allowed to talk. Is that him? Are you there?
I can talk. Can you hear me?
I can hear ya.
All right, we made it this far.
Yes.
What's up, guys?
Okay, so now let me see where I can get the picture of you, so I can see ya.
Should be in that permission. There should be a permission that will ask me to turn on the camera.
Okay. Sorry about this.
All good, man. That's technology. That's the way it goes. Best friend, worst enemy.
Right? Camera. See, I'm here on participants, but I don't. I'll be right here.
Let me see if it will.
Just stable talking, chat, promote to bounce. There we are. We gotcha. No.
Oh, there we go.
There he is. There he is, guys.
We are in business, and you know what?
In business, guys. Well, guys, sorry about that, guys. Technical, but so let me welcome you, Jason. Thank you, guys, so
Here,
much.
I'm gonna real quick. I'm gonna run downstairs and grab
Okay.
another pair
Okay,
of
good.
AirPods because they just buzzed in my ear that they're gonna die. So let me get those. But you guys can start. Go ahead.
Sounds good. Thank you. So, guys, we got it, guys. Thank you, guys. We really appreciate you guys' patience with us. Thank you so much. So today, guys, I'm so done. We're so pumped and excited with our guest today. You guys seen him. You guys seen a little preview of him. And he's, like I said, he's impacting the world in his field. He's an amazing man of God. He's just been so much of an impact in our lives in the last 5 years. We've been following him, and I'm just so grateful to have him out on our show today. I want you guys to give him a warm welcome, guys. Please give him a warm welcome. Our guest, our friend, our brother, Mr. Jason Brown.
Yay.
Thank you, Jason. Man. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you.
Absolutely, guys. Well, look, I'm excited to be here. You know, it's been quite a journey, and right now, so I'm in my apartment in Miami, as I work from home, and I decided to renovate my apartment. So we got all types of stuff going on there, installing cabinets and countertops and patching holes, and there might just be some random, you know, chainsaws, things like that in the background. But I figured I'd put that disclaimer in there now, so if people hear these weird noises in the background, they know what's up. But guys, I'm so excited to be here, and I'm grateful for both of you, as you know, for a very long time, and excited for all the viewers, you know, watching this live, watching it recorded. I'd love for you guys to interact, you know, drop a comment if you're here, drop a comment if you're going to watch it on the recording, and let's have some fun.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. We're really grateful. So we'll just, we're going to dive right in, and I'll let Dawn start off. And,
Well, we know about your background, but can you kind of explain the viewers a little bit who you are today?
Yeah, absolutely, guys. You know, I think almost like probably 95% of the people, right? Robert Kiyosaki talks about 95% of people come from, you know, the employee or self-employed quadrant. And I grew up in that environment. My parents were not entrepreneurs. They were not business owners. They were not investors. They're hard workers. I watched them go to work every single day, multiple jobs. Both of them worked 2 or 3 jobs at a time. And so I grew up admiring that work ethic, modeling that work ethic, working super hard. I spent, you know, most of my high school and college years playing sports, playing video games, simple things that a young guy would do, right? Chasing girls around and making some good and bad decisions along the way. But when I went along to college, you know, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. And so I grabbed the communications degree. I figured that might be the easiest thing that I can grab. And so I went and did it. And when I got out of college was when it really kicked into gear. You know, it was really that moment in my life where I had to make a decision of, you know, what do I want to do? What career? And so, you know, I went and did an internship in New York for a PR company. So I was working on some pretty cool projects related to sports, right? A passion of mine, mixing finally something with that degree. And at the end of that 6-month internship, they offered me like $30,000 a year. And I was thinking to myself, man, you know, $30,000 a year probably won't cut it. You know, it's going to be tight. Everything's going to be tight. I got these student loans I got to pay. And, you know, I want to have a family. I want to travel. There were so many things that I wanted to do. And I knew that probably just wouldn't work. And so worked in a nightclub.
Looks like that the connection, is it our connection or is it? There we are.
Yes, and-
We're good.
Good. Cool. Well, good friend of mine was involved in a health and wellness direct sell company. And so once I finally, I mean, he invited me to come see it over and over and over again.
Right.
Once I finally made the decision to lower my ego and to just listen to what he had to say, I saw that I was basically running away from, the opportunity that I was looking for, right? The opportunity for freedom. And even though I was making that type of money in nightlife, I realized that I had no time. And so when I saw that he was making a little bit less than me, but he had time, I was like all in. And so 2013, drop everything, all in network marketing. And, you fast forward to today, there's a lot in between. I'm sure you guys will ask those questions. I'm sure we'll cover it, but a lot in between, a lot of struggle, a lot of patience, a lot of adversity. But today, because of that decision, me and my business partner, Matt, we've made a ton of money, but that's not really our motivation.
Right.
Inside of what we've been able to do, we've been able to travel to 43 countries, build teams and impact lives in over 100 countries. And our organization is now 100,000 customers around the world. So I spend a lot of my time leader developing, personally developing myself to make sure that I'm on my A game. And then consulting, I got probably 2.5 years ago involved as more of a business consultant, marketing and branding consultant for some other brands and companies. And so my life is like a spinning wheel. It never stops. And it's fun. I get to see a lot of great things, but everything I do is kingdom driven, just to help build the empire and leave a legacy. So that's the quick version.
Absolutely. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. So I'll go back. You mentioned that, you went to school and you got this degree and you said you were looking for time. Time is something I think we all would love to have more time to be able to do the things we love to do with the people we love. And when you made that decision to say, you know what, I'm choosing time over the money that was offered to you from the internship. When you decided to say, you know what, I'm going in because somebody had to introduce you to network marketing. When you decided, you know what, I'm going in network marketing, I'm going all in, basically. I'm going all in. If you can tell us a little bit about like that, with that breaking point where like you said, you know what, I'm done. I don't want this life. I want time freedom. What was that breaking point? Because you have a degree, you went to school,
You thought you would have your life all put together and
absolutely. And things that's time. You put time in a degree,
Right. And I made that big investment.
Absolutely. You made that big investment and that's,
that's a burden.
Yeah. So love to know
more.
Yeah,
I think it's the American way, first off, to, follow this process and go through high school, get to college and, be a part of this system. And I'm actually not down on college at all. When young people, I work with tens of thousands of young people on almost like a day-to-day basis as far as, my voice is concerned and the outreach. And I encourage people because I get messaged all the time on Instagram. I get asked when I speak at events, look, I'm considering college, or look, I'm going to college. What should I do? Should I drop out? And I tell people, no, college is an essential instrument when it comes to, socializing and building your network and making connections and getting those experiences. And so I really look at college as an investment, not in my formal education, because I don't really use my formal education besides a few of the skills, right? Some of the communication skills, some of that public relations and communication stuff that I did is useful, but I don't use that on a day-to-day basis. My degree has never earned me a direct dollar from the application of it, but the experience, the stretching of my social abilities, the networking. Some of the people that I met there are some of my best friends or people that I do business with now. That's priceless. You can never put a price tag on network. Just like us. I mean, I met you guys indirectly through a mutual friend inside of an organization 5 years ago, and we have this connection still. And so I think a lot of that is priceless, and people can't look at it like, wow, what did I invest or what did I lose actually is better. Because some people will look and say, man, I lost. You don't lose,
Right.
you learn. But when it came to those decision points, there were really two. There were two breaking points. Number one is when I was leaving nightlife, right? When I was transitioning out of that world. And the truth is, it's a world where it's a bubble, right? It's a bubble, and there's a lot of great people. There's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun, and I don't want to poke at that bubble too much. But the truth is that it's very political. It's very intrusive. So everybody's in everybody's business. Everybody's gossiping. There's a lot of drama, a lot of drugs, a lot of alcohol, a lot of, just things that are not really aligning with what I really was going in. And it started to change me as a person. I started to, go home later, drive home with alcohol in my system, make decisions that I normally would have never made. And it wasn't a place that I felt comfortable after an extended period of time. And so, I just realized that the people around me were not really my friends. They were maybe a little bit threatened by the work that I was doing. And the long story short is I actually got set up. Someone introduced me to a gentleman who gets like free hotel rooms. And the long story short is I ended up getting one of my clients, a great client. I ended up hooking him up with this connection, and I got stuck in the middle of it. It created a big conflict, and I actually got fired from that nightclub job in the middle of one of the biggest weekends. I got thrown into a fire that, I said, well, I'm not gonna, I didn't throw anybody under the bus. I'm not a rat. I don't do it. So I said, you know what, I'll take the L. Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because when that happened, instantly I lost that income. I lost all my commission, all that stuff. And that's when I made the decision to go into network marketing, because I said, you know what, this is like, see, there's two ways to look at things. It's like, okay, oh, it happened to me. I'm gonna play as a victim now. I'm gonna cry and I'm gonna go fight for my job back, blah, 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 which I probably could have gotten, right? If I had gone into depth of the story and everything, I would have got my job. Other people would have lost theirs. Or you could look at it and say, what is God trying to tell me? If you don't believe in God, what is the universe? What is
right.
what is this trying to tell me right now? Right. And I said, man, maybe this network marketing thing that I've been running from for the last 5 months is exactly what I need to do. And it was. I didn't see a financial return from it for 2.5 years. But that second breaking point actually came about 2.5 years in to being in network marketing. I was a part of 2 companies that were great, 2 companies that were product based. So I was really, driving home the sale of products and, moving products around health and wellness, which I love that space. But for me, the juice wasn't adding up to the amount, to the cup, right? I was squeezing, and I didn't even have enough orange juice for myself. Let alone enough to, make sure that my team is replenished as well. Absolutely. And so that second breaking point was realizing that I was living at home with my parents. I still had bad habits. I was still, playing video games while I should have been on conference calls. I was still going out with my friends. There were still a lot of things holding me back. And so that first breaking point was, you know what, I'm gonna trust that this is a sign. This isn't, woe is me, I'm a victim moment of losing that job. This is a sign that there's something bigger for me out there. So you have to sometimes walk on faith. And number 2, it was my environment became a cage, right? And if you throw a shark in the ocean, it can grow to its full capacity. Right. But if you throw a shark in a tank and it has restrictions, then it won't grow. It'll just reach a certain limit that it can fit in the tank, and then it'll stop growing. And it's crazy how nature works with human beings. Sometimes you realize that your environment is the reason why you're not growing. And if you can identify that, get uncomfortable. When I made that decision, I actually packed up everything. I threw in a 4-door car. I moved like however long, I think it's a couple thousand miles or 1,000 miles. I don't know the exact distance, but I moved from New Jersey to Florida with 1 month's notice, no money in my bank account. I had, enough money to pay 1 month's rent, and I put my back against the wall in 2015, got down to Miami, and I went to work, and 6-figure income in 60 days,
Wow.
seven-figure income in a year, and an 8-figure income in 3.5 years. And I think the main reason for that is because I made the decision to burn my ships, to say, you know what, my environment is now what I need to leave behind, because I feel like a shark in a little tank, and it's time to get out there and really reach my full capacity.
Wow. Wow, that is amazing.
Wow, guys, that was awesome.
A lot of us would go the other route. We would be upset, oh, for me, like you mentioned, now what do I do? Instead of really turning that mindset around, that is just beautiful.
Was there a paradigm shift that you had, like when that, to be able to
know this?
I mean, because
you just don't know this.
I mean, most of us, we know
to cry.
We go with what we know, and
the comfort. There's a comfort, right? And then a paradigm shift comes after some type of realization, right? So the realization, and then the realization happens like, okay, here I am. And then that shift in the entire makeup of your brain, the entire emotional makeup of the way you make decisions has to shift, or else it's kind of like the chiropractor, right? Where you go and you say, okay, I'm off alignment, right? So the chiropractor will crack, not as a Band-Aid, but to crack to put you back in alignment. But then if you keep sleeping the wrong way, or you keep running with the wrong shoes, or you keep lifting the wrong way, or you lean in the car the wrong way, or you do something weird, your alignment goes back to where it was, and it'll keep going back until you train it to stay. And a paradigm shift is essentially, for me, that glue to say, I'm staying this way, right? This is a decision. This isn't an experiment. This isn't a hobby. This is something that I'm going, and I'll see you at the top, right? I'm going, and I'll see you at the finish line. That's the type of mentality that I had, because I knew what I was capable of. I knew that people seek genuine leadership. I knew that genuine leadership was something that was needed in the world. And I knew that network marketing was the greatest profession to catapult somebody from the ground floor to completely changing their life financially, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. So for me, it's a lot more than money. For me, it's just legacy. It's either this or ministry. Those are the two greatest ways to reach, my opinion. And so for me, yeah, Richard, that paradigm shift was a complete 180, because even though I understood success, even though I have done tons of personal development, even though I had, realized that, all these things that were told in, the self-education world, I was not applying them till I made that true decision, that actual true shift.
Yeah, that's good. It's really good, guys. So I'm going to kind of shift it a little bit into finances. You mentioned that, you've had a lot of success in network marketing. When you have success and you're blessed abundantly with finances, it's really important to learn about finances, about money, having the right literacy, about finances. Where did you learn about financial literacy? Because we can make money.
And boy, we sure can spend it.
Right, but where are you putting it? What are you doing with it? Are you investing in it? Are you making more money? So let's kind of go into the financial part.
I love it. I'm excited. So this is a multi-dimensional question, and you're going to get a multi-dimensional answer.
Thank you. Yes.
So for me, I actually have always been a true believer in learning by observation, and sitting around with people that are older and wiser than me. My pastor said the other day something really powerful. He said, I only make time for people that know more than me, people that love me, and people that believe in me. And it was crazy because that hit me so hard.
Wow, that's good.
Right? Right? I only make time for people that know more than me, love me, or believe in me. And so if somebody doesn't fall into those categories, it's crazy because he said that. And I said, man, it's the same thing that for me. And so, ever since I was young, I used to get around the people who are wiser, not even necessarily just the young people. But I have always been attracted to learning from, the 35, 40, 45, 50-year-old entrepreneur or wealthy, successful businessman, CEOs, woman, whatever.
Yes.
I just want to get around people that have that tenure and that experience. And, it's crazy, but all those people relatively said the same things, right? Save your money, be smart. Invest your money, be smart. Pay your taxes, be smart. Get corporations, get coaches, get a good accountant, get this, get that. And so as time went on, I had just so many of these conversations with successful people that I had picked up little things here and there, and I started self-applicating. A lot of failure, accountants that would walk the line, accountants that didn't even know where the line was. As my income grew, I got super blessed with right now such a lights out team that works behind the scenes on about 10 corporations. I don't know, right here you guys can see I'm like in between these interviews today. I've got, mounds of paperwork that I'm looking at for 8 or 9 different corporations. Just, we have a great team. And the point is that there's a lot of stuff going on that obviously this is the face, right? Me and Matt, we're out, doing our thing. But then for my other businesses, there's tons of payrolls and people. And
right.
I don't really talk about that, but it's like the inside of the Rolex, right? It's the gears inside. You see the Rolex, the world sees the Rolex,
Yes.
but nobody knows the machine that goes on behind it. And that has developed over time. But, I think for somebody who is getting started, right? Somebody who is starting to make some money, someone who is around the 6-figure level, right? Somebody who is between 6 and 7 figures, right? If that's your goal, then
right.
You'll get there. If that's where you're at, then I would tell you, number one, you got to get educated. Robert Kiyosaki is somebody that I often go back to time and time again because he talks about the cash flow quadrant. And the question that I started asking myself, and the question that I tell people, I challenge people with, and the question that I tell them to ask themselves all the time is, where do I sit, right? Inside of the cash flow quadrant, where am I? Am I an employee? Am I self-employed, right? Am I truly a business owner that's operating off a system, a true system? Right. Okay, because some people are business owners, they think they're in that 4%, but they're not. Because if you disappear tomorrow, and then the great way you can test this is if you disappear tomorrow, you go on a 30-day vacation, you drop off the face of the earth, does your business still exist? Absolutely. If so, then yes, you're in that 4%. And then do you invest? Are you learning how to make your money work for you? So that's the first step is understanding, you got to understand where you are, what category you fall into. Now from there, I think you need to understand a budget in your life, right? If you have this if you have a connection, if you have faith, then one of the things that is in the oldest scriptures is tithing, right? And they talk about that number 10%, right? So I usually, when I'm budgeting and just thinking about things, I try to think, okay, well, and I'm not talking about tithing on this call. I just want to tell you that from the oldest scriptures, the oldest books, some of the oldest literature that we have, they were talking about organization in your finances. They were saying, hey, are you mindful of where your money's going? And so that's the question that I would ask is, if you're making, $700 a week, do you know where that $2,800 a month is going? Or are you just making $700 a week and just, you're like a Subway. You're just stop, pick a couple passengers and keep moving, right? You just stop, pay a couple bills and keep moving. Stop, pay a couple bills and keep moving, because there's really two ways to look at your finances. Either you're going to control your financial situation or your financial situation is going to control you, right? Either you're going to put the handcuffs on your finances or they're going to put it on you. And so when people don't get control And a lot of the times it becomes emotional because, you know, we're pressing to get our bills paid. We got the credit cards that we're ignoring, right? We're like, nah, you're dead. You don't exist, but it does exist. It's not going away until you pay it off, right? You got all these debts, money owed here. If you don't get emotional control of that financial situation, then you're going to be stuck in the mud forever, right? You're just going to be one step forward, one step back. And so, okay, where are you? That's number one. Number two, are you in control? Yes or no? That's a great second step. Now from there, it's about just shifting some of the things that you're doing. If you're trying to own a business and it's not systematic, then you have to work on creating that system. All right. If you're in a business that has no shot of being a system and you want true freedom, you want residual income, whether it's network marketing, music, sales, blah, 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 then you got to shift. You got to go to a place where you can earn, even if you fall asleep under a rock for 10 years. You know, if that business can proceed with or without you, then you're in good shape. And what I tell people is this: you got to assess also the cost of living. Okay. I'm not the type of person that I want to get on here and talk about how much money I make or how much money this stuff costs me. But I will tell you that based off of the average that I earn per month and the average cost of living, right? So my apartment, bills, HOA, taxes, the property taxes. I include my car payments in there. I would say that I'm about 8 to 10% of my income. And there are people that make 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month, 30 grand a month, 40 grand a month that are living closer to 50% of their income, going back into that house, right? Those cars. And that's dangerous.
Yes.
Because look, I could have, I have a 2,500 square foot apartment. I could go out and get a 10,000 square foot penthouse in the middle of Miami, you know, with all glass windows and, you know, just super bougie. And I could still fit that into probably 20% of the budget. But is it worth it? No, because I have a beautiful apartment. I still get to wake up and look at the ocean every day. Investing back in, and it's just me. What more do I need, right? Do I even really need this? Probably not. But it's just about that cash flow. And because of the wisdom that I've learned from other people, and honestly, it does come a bit from a place of ego versus humility, right? Some people feel the need to have these big things, the need. And look, I have exotic cars. Do I need them? No. But because I budgeted my money so well for years, I had goals. Once I have X amount in my savings and X amount, I have an investment fund that I take advantage of that earns me between 15 and 18% a year guaranteed. So my goal was to get 7 figures in that fund, right? So I could have a 6-figure residual coming in every year. Once I completed that goal and I completed my savings goal, then I said, okay, now I'm going to go out and get exotic car number 1 and number 2. Okay. Like Jim Rohn says, I teach people to have 2 bikes, one to ride and one to rent. Right. So I always tell people that once you get a grip, you can live whatever life you want to live. You could take whatever vacations you want to take. I've got some cool stuff planned for my family in 2020, probably 3 or 4 different vacations, awesome things that are inside of the budget, but they come after. That way you can position yourself. I believe that you should be investing a good portion of your money. You should try to keep your cost of living. Now, before I say this, there's a disclaimer, because if you're after taxes, you're making 4, 5, 6 grand a month, it's harder to keep that cost of living such at a low percentage, because, you know, unless you're living in like the middle of nowhere or you inherited a house that's already paid for, rent is expensive, mortgages are expensive. So I get that part. But if you can control the situation, you got to keep that cost of living low, and then you start to get smart with your money, right? You start to, guys, go create 2 or 3 extra bank accounts and just stuff two, three, $400 in there. One of the things that I did in network marketing that I thank myself for quite a bit is in that first 3 years, as income was coming in, I created there's an app on the phone called Digit. And look, I don't get paid for this, but if you guys want to go ahead and get it, I think it's a great idea. There's an app called Digit, and you hook it up to your like debit cards and credit cards. And let's say you spend, $8.17. There's a feature that'll round it up. So it'll round it up to $9. It'll take that 83 cents and it'll put it in a separate account. And then what it also does, it allows you to put a designation, a per day or a per week designation into that account where it'll auto pull it from your debit card. And so what I started doing is I started pulling the amount per week automatically that I felt I needed for taxes. So my money would drop in because obviously as an entrepreneur, you're making $10.99.
Yeah.
And so what's crazy? I ended up putting together in about an 18-month span, it was like $38,000 in this Digit account that I basically forgot about.
That's so good.
I was like,
That's
I
amazing.
forgot I set it up.
Yeah.
So I think you gotta be smart, right? You gotta set stuff up today that your future self is gonna thank you for, right? Start, because it's very hard to live in the moment unless you finally make that jump.
That's good.
That's
stuff,
so
guys.
good.
Wow, guys.
I know we do know Matt, yes, your partner. Do you have accountability with each other because you're partners? Or do you actually have an outside mentor? Because we're working as partners and we're finding our role. And I'm just kind of curious how you were able to, with your individual and Matt's individual skills, how did you bring them together and become so successful?
It's a great question, and it's a very tough question to answer, and it's a very tough situation for about 95% of people.
Oh, great.
Um,
I'm not the one.
I'll tell you what, I think it's a beautiful thing. And again, it comes back to that perception, but you two are different. You have different skills. So you can either look at it like a yin yang, right? Where it's just got to come together, or you look at it like two boxing gloves and it won't. And with Matt and I, we're very different, right? I'm a little more methodical, a little more graceful, and Matt's very aggressive.
Go.
Yeah, see, exactly. Matt's the pit bull, right? He's the passionate preacher, we call him. So
Yes.
Matt's a ball of fire, and I'm very methodical, and it's just different. And so it actually works because we respect each other. I think respect plays a very big role in it, because you're going to clash. My girlfriend is also in network marketing, and we work together, but we work separately, right? So we respect each other, and she will come and ask me certain questions, but we'll dive off into other areas to get information because of that respect. And Matt and I, we do pull on different people. We have different mentors and different friends and, different people that we can go to. And at the end of the day, there is an accountability component. And I think the best accountability is work, right? Production is the best accountability. I think the only way a business partnership does not work is if one person either feels like, so there's two pieces to this, right? There's the ego component. So it won't work if one or both people have an ego, right? If one or both people feel that they are superior to the other no matter what, then it won't work. And Matt and I did deal with that in the first year and a half, because at the time when we merged, I did have a bigger team, but we became business partners. I had a bigger organization. And so because I had mentored him and I had a bigger organization, to come together was an opportunity for me to adapt and build more humility into myself and understand that Matt is a great trainer. Matt's great at launching. Matt's great at building momentum. And so even though I might be bringing more value in the moment in this department, is he filling gaps that I'm really not going to fill? Because if so, then we're going to get better. But if the ego's in the way, then I'm going to tell myself I'm working way too hard it's not equal. And he's going to tell himself, I'm working way too hard, it's not equal. And so I think the respect, that mutual respect, and being able to identify that our work is different, but we're both producing, that was important. But that ego is huge. But I think the accountability comes also from production, that if the only way it won't work is, number one, ego, and number two, if somebody is literally doing 90, 80, 70% of the work, like legit, because, you know, in a partnership, it can be very lopsided, right? We have people in our business. I have people that I'm very close with that are in these 50-50 partnerships. And I just know that they're not 50-50, right? I see, you know, person A just on the solid grind nonstop, and person B is looks like they're on a considerate vacation, you know, a consistent considerate vacation. And so I think those are the only reasons why it wouldn't work. I think if both people have a goal and a desire and a hunger to get better, a goal, a desire, and a hunger to learn, a goal, a desire, and a hunger for humility, then eventually you'll adapt to that partnership. And, you know, now Matt and I have been 50-50 for 4 years.
Wow.
And, you know, it's crazy because we have bettered the way that we communicate. We've bettered our business relationship, and that has helped us better our friendship as well through respect and hard work, right? We sat down and we didn't just make a year goal. We sat down and we didn't just make a 1 month goal. We sat down and we made a 1 year vision of everything that we wanted to accomplish. So we created a mutual goal, and then we broke that goal down into what we want to do in this quarter, what we want to do in this quarter. And so now Matt doesn't need to know if I'm going to work. I don't need to know if Matt's going to work. The only thing that matters is that at the end of each, so we broke the year up into threes. And at the end of each third, so we go January, February, March, April. Right. At the end of April, as long as I have checked off the events and the tours and the obligations that I set to check off, and he does the same thing, then we're both happy and our business is going to grow. And so there is that accountability. I don't think that, you know, Donna, this is such a great question. And I will tell you that I think sometimes accountability gets twisted. I think that sometimes people think accountability is micromanagement. They think that, you know, accountability is, well, I'm going to ask you every day, what did you do? I'm going to ask you every 2 days, what did you do? I'm going to be, you know, side by side watching over your shoulder. Listen, if somebody's not working and somebody is, and it's clear after an extended period of time, that's not a business partnership, right? That's a backpack, right? Somebody's carrying the backpack and somebody's inside, right? And I think you guys have done that well, right? To coincide. I remember 5 years ago when you guys came out to that event in Maryland and we linked up, and Dawn, you were very quiet, very shy. So you've grown and you've come out of your bubble, and, you know, always got the big smile on. And Richard, you know, always a happy, excited dude. But I can see that through the course of time, even with trials and tribulations that everybody has in their life, you guys have taken that accountability on more of a spiritual level than a day-to-day, I'm going to micromanage you and make sure you're doing everything correct level. And that would be the advice that I give to people. If you can't create that in a partnership, it's hard to get it from outside. And I'll tell you why. Because everybody that's in the business world is in the business world for income. And so the only true way to get some type of an accountability partner is to be tied into a business with them. That's why having an upline in a network marketing company is great. It's beautiful. We don't really have an upline, so we use Christopher Terry, who's the CEO of our company. And I didn't want to give companies, but whatever, it's out there now. But we use our CEO because we're really like pretty much direct to the company. Absolutely. And we use him as our source of accountability, our source of, you know, mentorship and leadership, and, you know, Alex Morton, guys like that. But yes. That's why I love network marketing above all, because the amount of time that I spend mentoring people, I could never put even a dollar amount on it, right? If I was sitting here as a coach all day, like, what am I going to charge you guys to do an interview, or what am I gonna? And we're not even in a business together, and I'm like, oh yeah, let's just get on here and do it, because I know that there's a ripple effect that goes out to the world when you give value. And so, the long answer, but it's a great question.
That was awesome. Thank you, Don, for asking. I was thinking that same.
Well,
same
we've been
question.
finding our role.
Yeah.
And
And our branding and what we're
our
doing.
branding's a good one. I know you've had a great brand that you've had from day one, and you're able to carry it through. That's what we're doing. We're searching for that right brand that we can carry it through. We're watching you and learning from the outside in. And that's one reason why we thought, oh, we gotta get Jason in here. He has so much for us just to keep learning and learning.
Yeah, I'm super grateful. I mean, you know, what I would say is that everything starts small. Everything that ends up big starts small, right? You know, any animal. I think the biggest babies that are born are elephants, right? Like everything, and they're small, and then they end up bigger. Everything that starts off small will end bigger. Everything that ends up big will start small. That's what I want to say. And it's the same with the brand. I tell people, go to my Instagram, scroll all the way back, go all the way. It'll take about 3 to 5 minutes, but go all the way back, and you'll see pictures of me in New York City doing the internship, pictures of me in the nightclub. And you look at those pictures, and I'm getting 10 likes, 13 likes, 20 likes, 2 comments. My mom is one of them. Like you see the beginning, and now people go and if somebody were to see my profile today for the first time, their perception is, look, this guy is verified. He's got thousands of likes. He's got great content. He travels the world. You know, I can't be like him. 100-something thousand followers. I can't be like him. So I tell people, go back, scroll all the way up, and just go look at the beginning and realize that everything that goes big starts small, and it's the consistency. It's not the brand. The brand will formulate over time. I've never set out and said, let's create the Jason Brown brand. But around the world, I do have that brand. I've been stopped in public. I've been, you know, recognized at an airport by the security, not for the bad reasons, right? I've been, you know, I've been recognized. Went to lunch last week, and a guy was like, I'm honored to meet you. And that wasn't like my direct intention was to become known like that.
Right.
But the brand develops through consistency over an extended period of time.
Ooh, that helps so
Really
much.
really
Like we
good.
thought you have to have it all put together at the beginning.
No, listen, guys, I would tell you, both of you, what I would tell everybody: just get out there. You look at 2 of my mentors, 2 people that I absolutely love and adore, John and Nadia Melton. I think they're great examples of, and you guys know them
We're gonna
obviously
have
as
them
well.
actually as a guest.
Great. And I love them to death. They were really my first true mentors in network marketing.
Awesome.
And their branding, the way they do social media, the way that they have gone from a couple to, you know, a brand, it's amazing. And it's all about positioning, right? Positioning themselves on social media, positioning themselves, interviews like this. Just get out there, because you never know what eyeballs will stumble upon. And then when people seek opportunity, where are they going to go, right? They're going to go to the leadership. And so again, you look at thousands of years ago, leadership in every piece of texture, literature, Bible, this and that, leadership is a natural process. Human beings have been following leadership for a long period of time, and leadership just comes down to consistency, accountability, integrity, and ultimately coachability. So I think what you guys are doing is great. I think for everybody that's watching this, whatever you're doing, it's great. Just keep doing it. There's nothing right or wrong. I think there's like people getting paid on YouTube millions of dollars to do really stupid things, but they just created a brand and they're consistent. I follow some of these people on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, just to see the crazy, ridiculous things that they do.
Absolutely.
And some of them have multi-million-dollar net worths because they found their lane and they ran it home. And that's the best advice. Don't become something you're not. Don't change who you are. Just become better. If you're gonna change, make it about evolution.
I love
That's
it.
good.
I love it.
Wow.
I love how you say be consistent, don't cut corners, do it the right way. I love it. I mean, that's something I've taken in. That's something I've taken that for my own, our own traditional business that we do, because we're self-employed, and that's pretty much cut corners. I put everything I have into it, and I love what I do, and so
That's the key.
That's what we're doing here.
That's
So
the
we're
secret.
taking that, what we built there, and now we just want to put it over here, and we're comparing and what we learned here, and we're asking so many questions and finding out the same answers
There's
as
confirmation,
we were over
absolutely.
here.
Mhm.
It's all about helping people,
Yeah,
finding
absolutely.
out
Yep.
their needs.
That's what it comes down to. So, guys, I gotta run. I have a 4 o'clock.
Thank
But,
you, Jason. We're so grateful. Thank you so much, guys. Just
You're amazing.
we love
Thank
you, Jason.
so
We're
much.
just so
Thank
grateful,
you.
guys. Have an amazing rest of the day. God bless you, Jason. We love you.
God bless you guys. So much love on this end as well. I'm excited, and we'll do a follow-up interview a couple weeks, a month from now, 2 months from now. We'll get back on. I'll tell you guys got to think of some more questions.
Thank you.
Okay,
Appreciate
thank you.
Jason.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
Good
you
night.
very much. Appreciate you. So, guys, wow.
Woo!
Was that powerful,
We
guys?
knew him 5 years ago, and boy, has he grown. We've been so proud of him.
Absolutely.
We're so proud.
We have kids his age, and it's pretty amazing to see this young man grow up and find such great
Happiness.
success and happiness, and not just that, but he's impacting the world, helping a lot of other people find happiness. You heard him through faith. It's really through faith. He's a great man of God. So thank you, guys. We really appreciate you guys. So if you like, I kind of wrote, if you like a replay of today's show, along with all the shows that we've done so far, you can go to our YouTube channel, True Healing Journey Show. We upload them there every day. I hope you guys got some value from this. We did, and I took quite a few notes because I'm just
giddy.
He's found success. He's got a great partner. His business partner. We will have him on this show. I will be reaching out to Matt Rosa. So thanks, guys. We love you guys. You guys are awesome. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Like I said, if you're watching the replay, thank you. We appreciate you watching live. Have a beautiful rest of the day. God bless you. Thank you for joining us on the True Healing Journey Show with Richard and Don Contreras. Bye now. Talk to you guys later. See you next week. Stay tuned for our next guest. We are so excited to see who our next guest is going to be for next week. Bye for now. Talk to you guys later. Let's see.